Emotional scars are not always easy to see. They don't appear on the skin like physical wounds. They live deep inside, in our hearts and minds. Often, they come from moments when we were hurt by someone's words, actions, or by something we lost. These moments may have happened years ago, but the pain can stay with us for a long time. Sometimes, we carry this pain without even knowing it. Many people think time alone can heal everything. Time does help, but it doesn't always heal. If we do not look at our pain with care, it may become heavier as the years go by. We may try to hide it, ignore it, or push it away. But pain that is hidden does not disappear. It waits quietly and sometimes comes back when we least expect it. A small comment, a familiar place, or even a dream can bring old pain back into our awareness. To understand emotional scars, we must first accept that they exist. There is nothing weak or wrong about being hurt. Pain is part of being human. Even the strongest people have been hurt. When we admit this to ourselves, we take the first step toward understanding. Next, we try to see how the pain has shaped us. Did it close our hearts? Did it make us more careful or more distant from others? Emotional scars often protect us. They form because our minds are trying to keep us safe from more pain. But sometimes the protection becomes a wall, and behind that wall, we feel lonely, even when we are not alone. Understanding does not mean solving everything at once. It means gently looking at our past and saying, yes, this happened. Yes, it hurt. We do not need to blame anyone, not even ourselves. We only need to see clearly. When we begin to understand emotional scars, we also begin to soften. That softening is the beginning of something new. It does not mean forgetting. It means holding our pain with kindness instead of fear. And from this place, healing becomes possible. There is a kind of weight we carry that no one else can see. It's not in our hands or on our backs, but it follows us every day. This weight is made of quiet pain, old memories, and the feelings we never fully understood. It may begin as something small, a word that hurt us, a moment of rejection, or the silence of someone we loved. But over time, it grows heavier. Many of us carry this burden silently. We smile, we go to work, we take care of others, and from the outside, everything looks fine. But inside, there may be sadness, regret, or anger that never had a voice. Sometimes we don't speak of it because we think no one will understand. Sometimes we believe we are supposed to be strong and forget. And sometimes we fear that if we speak about it, it will only bring more pain. But pain that stays silent often becomes heavier. It may show up in our bodies, tight shoulders, tiredness, trouble sleeping, or it may show up in how we treat ourselves and others. We may become quick to judge, slow to trust, or unable to feel joy. All of this is the silent burden working inside us. What makes this burden so heavy is not just the pain itself, but the way we carry it alone. Humans are not meant to suffer in silence. Even the smallest amount of kindness, the smallest moment of understanding, can begin to lift that weight. But first, we must recognize that it is there. We may ask ourselves, what have I been carrying all this time? Not with blame or shame, but with honest curiosity. Maybe we were told to be quiet, or that our feelings didn't matter. Maybe we believed we were the only ones who felt this way. But the truth is, many people carry the same hidden pain. We are not alone, even if it feels that way. When we begin to see the burden, we begin to hold it differently, not as something to hide, but as something that needs care. This small shift, seeing the weight we carry, is a quiet act of strength. It is the beginning of a new relationship with ourselves. When we are hurting inside, the world can feel loud. Even simple things, voices, traffic, messages on our phones, can feel like too much. But the real noise often comes from within. Our minds replay old moments, ask endless questions, and tell stories about what went wrong. This noise can be tiring. It can make us feel like we are trapped in a storm that never ends. In this storm, we look for peace, not the kind that means everything is perfect, but a quiet space where we can just be. Stillness is not about stopping our thoughts or making the pain disappear. Stillness means sitting quietly with whatever is here, without needing to fix it right away. Many people think they must escape pain to feel calm. But sometimes the calm comes when we stop running. When we sit still, even for a few moments, we start to notice things we missed. We might feel the way our chest tightens, or the way our breath becomes short. We might realize how tired we really are. These small things matter. They are signs of what we've been holding inside. Stillness gives us a chance to listen, not just to the outside world, but to our own hearts. Sometimes the heart whispers, "I'm tired," or "I'm scared." And sometimes it just needs silence, a space to rest. We don't need to have all the answers. We just need to listen gently, without judgment. It's okay if the stillness doesn't come easily. Some days it may feel far away. But even the effort to pause, to sit quietly for a few minutes, is enough. It is like planting a seed. In time, the stillness grows. And in that stillness, the noise of pain becomes softer. Not because the pain is gone, but because we are no longer fighting it. Stillness is a friend we can return to again and again. It asks for nothing. It does not push us or expect us to be strong. It simply offers a place to breathe, to feel, and to slowly begin healing from within. In the middle of our pain, we may find this small, quiet place, and there we are safe. When we are hurt, we often ask ourselves, "Why me?" We begin to build a story in our minds, a story about who we are, what we deserve, and how others see us. Over time, this story can become very strong. It might say, "I'm not enough," or "I always get hurt," or "I am broken." These ideas feel real, but they are not the full truth. The self we believe in is often shaped by pain. It is built from the past, from things people said to us, things we lost, or times we felt alone. We start to believe that these painful moments define who we are. But who we truly are is much deeper than any story. Imagine a clear sky. Thoughts and emotions are like clouds. Some are light and some are heavy. When we hold on to the clouds, we forget the sky behind them. In the same way, when we hold on to painful stories about ourselves, we forget the deeper self that is always there, calm, open, and untouched by those clouds. To see through the illusion of self, we don't need to fight the story. We simply watch it. We notice the words we say to ourselves. Are they kind? Are they fair? Or are they just echoes of old wounds? By watching our thoughts, we begin to understand how often we are caught in a story that keeps us small. There is great freedom in realizing that we are not the story. We are the one who sees the story. This quiet awareness is powerful. It does not need to shout. It does not need to prove anything. It just sees. Sometimes we hold on to pain because it feels like part of who we are. Letting go of it feels like losing a part of ourselves. But when we look more closely, we find that we are not losing anything real. We are simply letting go of what is not truly us. The self is not fixed. It changes, like the seasons. And when we stop holding so tightly to the old image of who we are, We give ourselves space to grow into something softer, wiser, and more peaceful, and more. Wounds hurt. That is their nature. But pain is not only something to survive, it can also be something to learn from. When we look closely at our emotional wounds, we may find lessons hidden inside them. These lessons do not come quickly, and they do not always come with words. They come slowly, like the way light returns after a long night. At first, it may feel impossible to learn from pain. We may only feel anger, sadness, or confusion. That is natural. Healing takes time. But with gentle attention, even the deepest wound can become a teacher. A wound can teach us where we were most vulnerable. It shows us what we longed for: love, safety, respect, and how it was taken or denied. This knowing is important. It helps us understand what truly matters to us. It shows us what parts of ourselves need more care, more kindness, more honesty. Some wounds also show us our strength. We often don't notice it while we're in pain, but the very fact that we kept going, even when it hurt, is a quiet kind of courage. We may not have healed yet, but we endured. And that endurance says something about who we are, not weak, but alive. Pain can also teach us about others. When we have suffered, we become more able to notice the pain in someone else. We might become more patient, more gentle in the way we speak, or more careful in how we listen. This kind of wisdom cannot be learned from books. It is born from experience, from feeling deeply, and from staying open even when it would be easier to close. It is important not to rush this process. We do not need to force meaning onto every wound. Some lessons come quietly, only after we are ready to hear them. And some wounds may never fully make sense, but even then, they can soften our hearts. When we stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and start asking, "What can I understand from this?" we begin to change. We are not just people who were hurt. We become people who are growing, slowly, honestly, and with care. Healing does not happen all at once. It is not like fixing a broken object. Emotional healing moves slowly, often in ways we cannot see. There may be days when we feel lighter, and then days when the old pain returns. This is normal. It does not mean we are doing something wrong. It simply means we are human. In a world that moves fast, patience can feel unnatural. We are used to quick answers, quick fixes, quick results. But the heart does not work that way. It opens in its own time. It cannot be rushed. Trying to force healing is like pulling on a flower to make it grow faster. Instead of helping, we may cause more harm. Patience is not the same as waiting without action. It is an active choice to stay with ourselves, even when it is difficult. It means showing up for our own pain without trying to escape it. It means saying, "I am still here," even when nothing seems to change. Sometimes we look for signs that we are healing. We might ask ourselves, "Why am I still feeling this way?" Or, "Shouldn't I be over this by now?" But healing does not follow a straight line. It curves, it pauses, it returns. One day we feel strong. The next day we feel like we're back at the beginning. This too is part of the path. Patience allows us to accept where we are, without judgment. It teaches us to trust the process, even when we do not understand it. And it reminds us that every small step counts. Even resting is a part of healing. Even tears have value. Sometimes we are more patient with others than we are with ourselves. We forgive their mistakes, but not our own. True patience begins when we treat ourselves with the same care we give to someone we love. We say, "It's okay. Take your time. You don't have to be perfect." Healing is not a race. There is no finish line. There is only this moment and the next, and the next. And with each moment, we have the chance to meet ourselves again, with kindness, with honesty, and with patience. Emotional scars do not disappear completely. They stay with us, like lines on a map that show where we have been. But we do not have to live inside those scars. We can live with them, beside them, but not trapped by them. This is an important difference. Some people believe that healing means becoming the person they were before the pain. But pain changes us. It leaves marks, and sometimes it takes things away. We cannot return to who we were, but we can become someone new, someone who carries the past, but is no longer ruled by it. Living with our scars means accepting that they are part of our story, but not the whole story. We may still feel the sadness sometimes, or the fear. That's okay. These feelings are not signs of failure. They are reminders that we have lived, that we have loved, and that we have lost. They are signs that we are still open to life. There is a quiet strength in carrying scars with grace. We do not need to hide them. We do not need to explain them. We simply live, one step at a time, with honesty. Some people may not see what we have been through, and that's fine. Our journey does not need to be understood by everyone. It only needs to be understood by ourselves. As we begin to live with our scars, we may also notice moments of peace returning. We might smile more easily. We might speak more gently. We might feel more connected to the present moment. These small things matter. They are signs that we are no longer living inside the old pain. Scars can even guide us. They can remind us of what we've learned, about love, about trust, about strength. They can help us notice when others are hurting, and in that noticing, we can offer something real. Not advice, not solutions, but presence. To live with our scars is to walk forward while holding our past with care. It is to say, yes, this happened, and still I choose to live. Not perfectly, not without pain, but with courage, with openness, with heart. Thank you for taking this quiet journey with me. These reflections are simple words, but behind them is a deep wish, for you to feel a little less alone with your pain and a little more connected to the quiet strength within you. Emotional healing is not a straight path. It moves like a river, sometimes calm, sometimes rough. But wherever you are on that path, please know this. There is nothing wrong with you. You are doing your best with what you carry, and that is more than enough. Even if your scars still ache, even if the nights feel long, you are not broken. You are becoming. Slowly, gently, and in your own way. There is no need to rush, no need to prove anything. Just continue, step by step, breath by breath. Trust that healing does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like simply getting up in the morning. Sometimes it looks like choosing to stay kind, even when the world feels hard. In time, you may find that your pain has softened you, not weakened you, but made you more human. You may find that your story, with all its struggles, carries quiet wisdom. And that wisdom is a light, not loud, not bright, but steady. It can guide you, and maybe even guide others. If this video offered you even a small moment of peace or understanding, I'm truly grateful. Many people pass through pain in silence, so it means a great deal that you chose to spend this time here. Your presence matters. To those who have liked this video, subscribed to this channel, left kind comments, or sent a super thanks, please know how deeply I appreciate your support. It helps me continue creating a space for quiet reflection, and it reminds me that even in the vastness of the internet, a gentle voice can still be heard. May you meet your days with softness and your nights with rest, and may your journey forward be one of quiet courage and deep care.